Yo, what's up, guys? I'm back with the planned video that I had answering some questions about Lillia, because in my past two Lillia videos I had a lot of questions and I answered most of them, but I thought if people want to know my thoughts on, builds, strategies and stuff on Lillia, I would compile all of the questions and answers in one video. So let's get into it. Actually, before I start, I'd also like to say you guys should check out my videos. I'm going to be uploading 2 videos a week. Which is going to consist of a mic check. It'll just show you like the highlights of my collegiate team as we play in the NECC Legends and the ACL, the Aegis Challenger League. And we're going to be playing against some tough teams. And so far, we're doing pretty good. So I would appreciate if people check that out and subscribe and like. Okay, let's get into the questions. So the first question I had was from Pedro Carvalho. I hope I said that right. He said he has 2 questions. 1, in which general situation is Roa better than Liandry's? And in my opinion, I'm starting to change my thoughts a little bit. At first, I thought you'd only go Roa in competitive because in solo queue, I don't think it's smart to get an item that's like, it's not as strong for 10 minutes. I used to say the Jack Show was the best, but I don't know, it's not working for me anymore. Second question was, I usually always pick Green Smite. When is Blue Smite better? So, Green Smite is good if the enemy team has like 3 or more CC abilities that, could, like, if they think like, oh, if I get hit by these abilities, is the enemy team just gonna kill me? And like, how fast can they kill me? So I usually just think like, if I think the CC is going to be an issue, I will go the Green Smite because it gives you tenacity and slow resist. It's really good at getting out of sticky situations. But now, if you have read the patch notes for the upcoming patches, they're going to remove the tenacity and slow resist from Green Smite, so it's just a shield. So in the future, I would just start doing it, not like, well, you can still build Green Smite now, but in a week or so, you're only going to be building Blue Smite because the movement speed is just really good for clearing your camps really fast, and it allows you to get timers where you can clear all of your camps and then maybe take 1 or 2 of the enemy team's camps because you're just that fast. So always go Blue Smite from here on out. Probably like a lot of people will be watching this video and they change their RTB out. Next question. Let's see. This person asked me, are you playing from Iceland or US Canada? I am from Iceland, but I play in America. I go to school at the University of Mississippi, and I play for them on scholarship. Let's see, do you typically go for defensive boots and what mythic item? That's what Big Homer 5 asks. So, defensive boots, yes, I almost always go for defensive boots because the items that Lillia builds, like, I don't think the value you get from Sork shoes is a lot less than the value you get from not dying, because when you have Liandry's and Demonic, like every Q you hit is gonna burn people, so you want to stay alive longer to keep hitting Qs and just running around, right? Your damage is like over time, so if you can survive longer, that's the best case scenario. You're not one-shotting. I mean, well, if you get fed enough, you start one-shotting. Yeah, so get defensive boots. Tabbies are usually the best boots in the game, no matter what. And like I don't like, sometimes if you feel like tabbies are bad, unless they have a lot of CC, you could go Sork shoes or like Swifties, because I don't like mercs anymore. Like, you only go mercs or, I mean, if the enemy team is full MR, you could do it, or full magic damage, you could do it. But if it's just a little bit of CC, like, there's other boots that are better, because merc treads, it only gives you the same amount of MR as one of those, the MR cape. It's 450 gold. It doesn't actually increase the MR if you complete the boots. It only gives you the 35% tenacity, which is really good. But if you're building mercs because of the magic resist, you should reconsider when you're buying mercs, you know? You should be building it for different reasons. And then you also said, what mythic item? So, I have had a lot of success with demonic bursts, which is not a mythic, it's a legendary, into Jackshaw and Liandry's. I would say Liandry's is probably the best. But you can also build Liandry's first item. But if you, like, in my opinion, so like, if you read both items, Liandry's does bonus damage, right? The burn is it does damage based off the enemy team's bonus health, which means the health that they get from runes and items, right? So the more items they build, the more damage Liandry's does, because a lot of items have health. Then demonic does damage based off their maximum health, which means that no matter what, it's still doing a lot of damage. So if you build demonic first and then Liandry's, the demonic pass will give you more value. I haven't done the exact math, right? It just, to me, I feel demonic is stronger in the early game, and then Liandry's is still, like, it'll scale with your late game as well. So getting a second item is fine. Okay, for mythics, I would either go, at this point, you could either rush Rod of Ages if you really think you can scale and your team won't lose. Go Rod of Ages, which is why it's good and competitive, because your team will never lose like that fast, unless they're immensely gapped. But in competitive, I feel comfortable going Rod of Ages, unless the enemy team has like 2 heavy tanks or like 3 tanky people, right? Then Liandry's is better because it shreds tanks. But yeah, you can pretty much choose, but I would go demonic into Liandry's most of my solo queue games. Then here we see. So this question is pretty specific to the video that I uploaded previously, which is where I was invading a lot. He says, "Hey, thanks for your guide. How do you oh wait, no, sorry. I read the wrong one." So Guzel, I'll just call him that, asks me, "Do you have any guide for opposite of this situation?" And the situation he's talking about is the one where I was invading over and over and just killing the enemy jungler. And he says, like being on the pressured side and playing from behind. So the best thing to do, guys, when you are getting pressured, for example, if you start doing your full clear, I'll look at that. If you look at the map on here right now, you start doing like red buff, and then you do your Krugs, and then you do Raptors, and you do your Wolves, and then you come here and your blue and your Gromp are like dead. You're like, you might not know what to do, right? And you could get desperate and walk here and die or something. So when you're getting pressured like that, or in high elo, it's very common that the enemy team, if they have a really strong push, if they crash the wave and they go off the map, and the enemy jungler invades your blue buff with their support and AD carry, you might just be fucked. And I'll tell you guys, the best thing to do at that point is to just, as soon as you finish your wolves, if you're scared that it might happen, you can use your ward over the wall to see if your blue is gone. And if it's gone, or if they're taking it and you can't stop them, just instantly recall and walk to the top scuttle and maybe take his Gromp and then just start your clear over again. And that way, it might feel bad in the moment, but if the enemy jungler doesn't do their tempo correctly, you will get ahead because you'll be doing your level 2 camps and he might only have level 1 camps on one side of his jungle. So if you understand what I'm saying, like, that's great. If you don't understand it, try to think about it more. Like, every time you kill a camp, it'll respawn at the same level as the average level of the lobby. So everyone in the game, their average level will be the level of your next camp respawns, and they will give you more XP the higher level they are. So if they sacrifice clearing their camps to invade you, you should just be fine with it, because if you recall and get the scuttle, relax, be calm, try to keep tracking the enemy jungler, ping where he is, and just fucking clear. I didn't mean to cut, but you clear again. Do your Krugs, do your Raptors, maybe take the enemy Gromp if you can, and your Wolves and your Gromp will spawn, right? Because they took it, and you're just gonna be ahead in XP. And on Lillia, like, XP is really strong. So that's my advice for games where you're getting pressured. There's obviously other situations, but that's kind of just the general thing. Like, just do your camps, don't die. Dying is the worst thing you can do, right? as jungle, time is very valuable, so just try not to die. Just try to be on top of your camp respawns. You know, you might go behind if the enemy team is really good, but you know, fine. All right, next question from Zerdy 1995. Hi, thanks for your guide. How do you choose between this Dark Harvest build, and the video he's watching, obviously I had a Dark Harvest build, and the Rod of Ages Conqueror build? So I think, in my opinion, Conqueror is always a great rune. This game, for example, I could have gone Dark Harvest because if you look at their team comp, I can pause when I tab it, but their team comp in this game is, oh, I missed it. It's Lee Sin, Yone, and who's their support? Like Lee Sin, Yone, Ari, Aatrox, and Varus. So all of these champions, besides, you know, maybe Aatrox, maybe Lee Sin, but they're all building lethality. So this game, actually, if I had Dark Harvest, would be pretty good because all their health bars are pretty low. Like there's no tanks, and so you could one-shot a lot of these people. But generally, I don't think Dark Harvest is that good. It's more fun, and if you're confident, you can snowball with it. But Conqueror, if you want to be safe and learn Lillia the proper way, I think you should go Conqueror every game. And what's the other question? So yeah, Rod of Ages. Like Rod of Ages isn't associated with Conqueror. Like, but if you're gonna go Rod of Ages, like I said earlier, do it when you're at no risk of being snowballed on. And like if the enemy jungler can never invade you, like if you're playing against like a Maokai maybe, or a Trundler or something, one where, or a Wukong or a Vi or anything like that, where they could gank, but if you track them well and you just farm your camps and go Rod of Ages, they'll never be able to keep up with your pace. And yeah, so it's, I mean, Rod of Ages, I wouldn't even say it's risky, it's just a little bit slower, but like you can ramp up really hard. So it's honestly, it's up to your preference in solo queue. But in my opinion, I think Liandry's Demonic is more strong for just 1v9ing. So yeah, just, you know, try both, make up your own decision, honestly. But yeah, Dark Harvest, probably not that good. But you can go into squishy teams. And Liamness Lind asks, did you one-trick Lillia? I thought she's a situational pick. And yeah, I think, sorry, I'll keep playing video. I think right now Lillia is pretty, I think she's pretty blind pickable, which means like I would pick Lillia before seeing anyone on the enemy team comp. And I one-tricked Lillia pretty much on both my accounts when I hit Challenger. This season. So I had like 60 games on Lillia on both accounts, or 40, 60 games. And my other champions, I don't know, I just picked something. Like my second most played on both my accounts was Ezreal, because I just play Ezreal every time I got autofilled. So yeah, I pretty much one-tricked Lillia. And Polvas asked, when do you use Conquer versus Dark Harvest? Use Conquer almost every game. Use Dark Harvest if the enemy team is squishy and you think you can snowball. Okay, that's pretty much the general spiel of that. And Divine Virgil asks, why the Speed Gem and not the Shield one? Because Speed Gem is the blue jungle item, and the Shield one is the green one. And it's probably because the enemy team didn't have that much CC. Because unless you're protecting yourself against CC, it's always better to have the blue gem, because it lets you walk across the map really fast and do camps faster. Even in this clip right here, you see, like, actually I don't even have it unlocked yet, but it allows you to do invades like that more often. And then the last question, My World to Rain asks, yo, any interest in coaching? And yeah, I am interested in coaching. I'm a little bit slow to respond right now because I'm busy with university and my university team. But if you guys go in the description and join my Discord, or DM me on Discord, it's just Icelandic Hero, no space. You guys can request coaching. I'm working on getting like a Patreon up where you can watch my competitive VODs and scrims if you want to. You can pay to watch like full gameplays of full challenger teams playing each other in competitive. like the tier 2 NA scene. So if you're interested in that, you guys can go to my Patreon. It may or may not be in the description, but it's coming soon. And just DM me on Discord for now if you want coaching. It's like $50 for me to give you a full rundown, and then afterwards you can always ask me any questions in my DMs. You know, like if you have a quick question, you can always ask me, and I love to keep up with my students. But yeah, other than that, I think I answered all of the questions that I got over the past couple weeks. If you have any more questions, I will answer them in the comments. Drop them below. Yeah, please like and subscribe. You know, if you guys want, I'll just let this video keep playing if you want to watch the domination.